I know you guys are missing Quan in that starting lineup. I'm just curious what you think of the job Pete Warner's done and how quickly he kind of had to get up to speed after missing a couple of weeks of training camp.
Um, yeah, I think Pete's done a tremendous job for us. Um, he's shown that he's smart, he's athletic, he's very instinctual. Is downhill physical in the run game, can guard out in space, can make open field tackles. Um, a high motor guy. He's everything that you want in a linebacker. And has shown it and to be his first year on the field has played with in an exceptional way. And so it bodes well for him and it means a lot for our defense. And so for him to come in and play at that level, we need that down the stretch for that to continue.
And as you just as who you are on the team, being a leader, like, do you take a young guy like that under your wing a little bit? Like how do you kind of view that?
Well, I mean, I'm the most experienced guy in the room, so I have that responsibility in general with all the guys. I think he is unique in his ability to not shy away from big moments. A lot of times for a young guy, the game can get too big and they can not get or forget little details and discipline and that sets him apart. For him to be a rookie and it's like he's made for those big moments and he's all the way dialed in on his assignment and he's only going to get better. And I think that's a quality that you can't teach. There's nothing that I can do to give anybody that. He has that from the time he shows up. I think the wisdom I can offer him is, things that I've learned throughout 10 years of playing this league about things you're going to see week in and week out, kind of know what plays that he has to be prepared for, things of that nature. Whereas, he can't get that except with time and have played the game. And so I think that's the area where I can offer a little wisdom to him. But I mean, he's doing a phenomenal job, and that's a credit to him.
John DeShazer.
Good morning, Demario.
Good morning, sir.
So 5 games is a small sample size, but how would you assess the team in its entirety has been so far this season? You guys have had some good wins. You've had some difficult losses. You've had some kind of swings there. How would you assess overall how this team's been?
Sometimes it takes a little. Every team is different. Every year, even if you're on the same team, the team is different, and you have to formulate that identity. And I think that's what we're doing. We're coming into our identity. I think we know what our strengths are. We know the areas where we need to improve. And as you formulate that identity, what you tend to do is become a lot more consistent and dependable in the areas that you're kind of formulated around. And I think that's that's kind of where we are as a team, where that gel is starting to turn into cement. And I think we're in a good place. In all phases of the game, especially defensively. The thing that we've always been able to tip our hat on is our ability to stop the run. And if you can make teams one-dimensional in this league, you're gonna be all right. There's some other things that we need to continue to clean up, even in the run game. But I think we have a good, solid foundation, and we want to keep building. And that's the thing that you're able to do. Once you have a solid identity and a good foundation to build on, that's what you need, because you need to be constantly ascending as the season goes on. And we know October is a very important month in football because you want to be set up for success when it comes to November and December. You want to be playing meaningful games and setting yourself up for where it matters the most in the playoffs.
Amy Just.
Good morning, Demario.
And
Yesterday, Blake Gillikin got a game ball for the outstanding work he did, to quote Sean Payton. How important is it for y'all as a defense when Blake is pinning opposing offenses within the 3-yard line?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when you play the game on the other team's side of the field, the game heavily weighs in your favor. You know, for him to punt the ball, certainly we get excited, you know, because their percentages of scoring goes down tremendously when they're inside their 10-yard line, let alone their 5-yard line. And so at that point, special team has done its job. Now it's defense's job to keep them on that side of the field, to make them punt. And when we get the ball back, we're in a favorable field position where our percentage of scoring goes up. And that's where you get complementary football from. And that's what the good teams are able to do, is play, you know, good complementary football. And so certainly we were excited as a defense when he continuously pinned them with their back against the wall. And then, you know, our job was to get the ball back to the offense, and they capitalized. And so he did an extremely great job, and he's to be commended for that, because that certainly was a game changer for us. Coach Payton challenged us at halftime to play the game on their side of the field. And in those situations, we were successful. Defensively, I think DA had a good game plan for what we would do when we had them in backed up situations. Their play call shrunk tremendously, so we kind of knew what we'd be getting. And so that allowed us to play great defense and put the offense in good position. And so that definitely was a game changer in the game.
Nick Underhill.
Demario, as you've gotten more experience, how has your process for studying film, preparing for upcoming opponents changed and evolved?
Yeah, I always harp on the fact that I feel like I got trained by one of the greatest film watchers in the game. That's Ed Reed. And I think I was always an avid film studier, but he just allowed me to help me to become more efficient at it. And I think from that foundation that he taught me, I'm able to kind of put my own spin on it. And, you know, it goes from just seeing the plays that they run and the formations and their tendencies in certain situations to understanding the offensive coordinator and what he's looking for when he likes to go to his matchups, when he gets in certain field positions, what he feels comfortable calling. And it's really about understanding the identity of the offenses. It's not just the plays that they're called, but what type of team are they, right? Are they a run and play action team? Or they line up and gun and play action pass and quick game you down the field? You know, what is their identity? I think I'm able to look at that big picture and make it make sense for, you know, every play call that they're going to be calling. You know, when I see a certain formation, you know, you just line it up with all the information that you know about who they are, as their identity, this offensive coordinator and what he likes to call, and also the people that they have, whether certain guys that are going to be playing that week or not. And so you kind of have this whole catalog of information, and based on the play call, you can literally kind of pinpoint. And that's another thing is, you know, I try to study so much in a week that I don't have to think about it in a game. It comes second nature.
This is kind of abstract, but what's the difference between being efficient and inefficient when you're watching film?
Yeah, Coach Payton says it a lot. He's talking to the young guys. He'd say, you know, a lot of you guys need to learn how to watch film. So it's not about the amount of film you study. So you know, like how people classify how much film you watch, right? You know, how many hours of film you watch. So you can watch an hour of film, and so you can just be watching games, or you can just be watching cut-ups. And you can kind of have a general understanding of what they like to do, what their favorite play calls are, but it's so much more to see. And if you were to really break down that hour into focusing on specific things, right? And that's how you become efficient.
Amy Just.
The bye comes when it comes. You have no control over whether it's, next week or a month and a half from now, but it is this week. What are you personally going to be doing this week when you do get some time off?
I'll be spending a lot of time with my family. I just had a little one, so getting a lot of time with her. Get some skin to skin bonding time. My kids are excited. So because we have a little one, also we can't. My little one can't leave the house, just yet. So I will be staying local. My kids excited to go to the museum, and all my kids are homeschooled. So it's kind of like their week to do field trips with daddy. So we'll go to the children's museum, probably go to aquarium. My kids love Barnes and Nobles, probably movie theaters and some, different stuff like that. Just hanging out with them. And then I have to go to Arkansas State at the end of the week to get an award. And so that's kind of what my week will look like.
How important is it for you to get that time to reset, regardless of what that is?
I think in any arena, you kind of need that restoration or that reset. And the season is that can be doing like this, or even have some really high highs. Or every team is different. So some teams are really high right now, some teams really low, some teams kind of up and down. No matter what's going on, it's always good to kind of get back to, I guess, what I would call your baseline, and then from there you just kind of start building it back up again. I think it rejuvenates your energy, it rejuvenates your mind, it rejuvenates your body. And when all those things are clicking, that's when you're able to be your optimal self. And so I'm really big into that, finding ways to reset. I even do that during the week, even if it's not about week. Monday and Tuesday, I try to come down off the game and reset so that I can build it back up for the next game. And so having an entire week to do that is very important.
Time for one more from John DeShazier.
So Demario, with that said, I mean, it is a little bit early for the bye, but is the bye coming at a good time for this team, considering injuries and guys with the potential to come back and make this a healthier, fuller team?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's outside your control, so you just have to take it wherever it is and make the most of it. And so I think there are certainly some positives about the bye happening when it's happening. I think it gives another week for a lot of our guys to get healthy. We got some very big pieces supposed to be coming back after the bye, and so certainly excited about that. Makes our team better, and when we come back, we just gotta pick back up and get rolling and get ready for a very good Seattle team.